How's it going, everyone? I'm Lord Nikon for Clans ETF, and this is a 7 Days to Die building tutorial. I'm going to be demonstrating a little glitch for you today, something that I call the upgrade bug. I talked about it a little bit in my other video about Figaro Castle, and it's a little bit of a complicated bug, and it takes some explaining to do, so that's what this video here is for. Now, the way this bug works is whenever you have one of the 3 upgrade tools in 7 Days to Die, either the repair tool, monkey wrench that you see here, the stone axe, or the claw hammer, pressing the right mouse button will start to upgrade a block. You can see I've got some rebar frames set here, so I can demonstrate this for you. And each upgrade tool takes a certain amount of hits. The stone axe takes 4, the monkey wrench takes 3, and the claw hammer only takes 2. So you can either tap the right mouse button to upgrade these things like this, or you can just hold down the right mouse button and it will upgrade the block for you while holding it down. Now, the way the upgrade bug works is as you are holding down the right mouse button, just before the final hit of the upgrade lands, you turn and swivel your cursor or your target reticle so that you're looking at something else. And provided whatever you're looking at is within range, it will turn into whatever the block you were working on would have been upgraded to. So, for example, you see right now this is the step 1 of cobblestone, so upgrading it further will turn it into reinforced cobblestone. And it's something that's a lot easier to demonstrate than it is to explain, so let me see if I can go ahead and do this now. And there we go. As you can see, I turned at the last second, just before the last hit landed, and I turned the rebar frame directly into reinforced cobblestone. So now this works with any of the repair tools, but the better sense of timing and rhythm you have, the easier it'll be for you to use something like the claw hammer, which only takes 2 hits. I'm not very good at this, so I like to use the monkey wrench that gives me 3 hits, because it makes it just a little bit easier. Whoops, oh, screwed that up. And as you can see, it works with any stage of upgrading. And it's a good way to it's not only a good way to save yourself a little bit of cobblestone, but it's a very handy way to change things around and, you know, just kind of screw with the game system. Now, the trick that I discovered with this is when I was working on the castle that prompted me to make this video. I was doing a hallway of reinforced cobblestone, and I accidentally swiveled my cursor too far. See, a lot of people think that this only works on adjacent blocks, and that's not entirely true. It will upgrade whatever you are looking at, however far you can manage to move your target reticle in the time it takes you, and the time it takes the last hit of the upgrading to land. So when I was working on a wall of a castle, filling it in, I accidentally looked a little bit too far, and I turned a set of concrete stairs into a reinforced cobblestone block. So that's when I realized how powerful this bug was. It is literally capable of turning anything into almost anything else, provided it can be upgraded. And as we all know, almost all of the craftable doors that you can make in this game can be upgraded. All of them except basically the tungsten door. So I had an inspiration, and I wondered if it would be possible to use this trick to make myself some double doors. So you can see over here I have a door frame that I have set up. And the way that the game works when deciding whether or not you can set a door is it will look for a space that is at least 2 blocks tall, as you can see here, and it will also check to see that it is a space, 1 space wide with a solid immovable block on either side. So in order to get that with this door frame, I'm going to have to set some wooden frames right here. I'm going to have to upgrade them at least 1 step so that they can't be moved. And now this will let me set my door. Now, using the same trick as I just used with the cobblestone over here, I can change these wooden blocks, or sorry, wooden frames into a door, which will allow me to get double doors. So, if I don't screw this up, I can demonstrate that for you now. Whoops. And there we go. Well, wait, crap. What the heck just happened? It screwed up the placement of my door. Well, that is the other thing I wanted to demonstrate for you. Something that I learned in the process of screwing around with this bug is that every single block in this game has an orientation when you first put it on your hotbar and select it in order to get ready to place it. I can demonstrate it best with the chair right here. The orientation is based on the cardinal directions of the compass. So, for example, if I face to the north here and I select this chair, you can see that the chair is facing me to the south. And if I turn to face the west and I select the chair again, the chair is still facing the south. So, and this applies not just to the chair, but to every single block in the game. And like the chair, you can see if I can click the mouse, and the chair can be rotated. And despite the fact that you don't see any change when you do the same thing with other blocks, every block in the game can be rotated, and the game does track the orientation of every single block. So the only reason that you can't see a difference is because this block is identical on all sides, so it'll look the same no matter which way you're facing when you look at it. So I can go ahead and clear this door out here that I screwed up on. And that's that. And now I don't need to set... Since the door has already been placed, it's another fun trick for this game, is that once a door is placed, you can clear out whatever's next to it, and that door will stay there just fine. So now that I have my wooden frame set, I check my orientation. If I'm facing north or south, I can just go ahead and drop the block as soon as I select it. But if I'm facing east and west, I can rotate the block once and set it down, and this will be a good demonstration of exactly how powerful this glitch is. I will use chairs instead of wooden frames and just go through the same process as I did before. Whoop. See, this is another little trick that I do to help myself, because like I said, I'm not very good with this bug, and the game will remember. If you go to upgrade something, see, I just upgraded that for the first step. As you'll notice, even after I looked away from the box, I just hit it once, it's at 33. I can look away, I can run circles around this, and come back to this and hit it again. Now it's at 66. The only way to get that counter reset is to hit something else that is capable of being upgraded. And 33, 33, 33, that's how that works. So I like to have, if I'm messing around with this, and if you're like me and not very good at exploiting this glitch, it's helpful to have something that you can hit that can be upgraded just to reset your upgrade counter. So, see, like that. And there we go. And I have successfully turned the chairs into a door. And now I can just upgrade that into the other door. Don't need that anymore. And I now have a functioning set of double doors. You will, unfortunately, with this trick, you will only have ownership over the first door that you set, and the other one you will not have ownership over. But there it is. That's a good way for you to be able to get double doors into your structures without having to use prefabs. So, like I said, just make sure you remember to check your direction on the compass. If you're facing north and south, you can go ahead and pull out your block and just set it. If you're facing east and west, you can pull out your block, rotate it once, and then set it, and it'll work just fine. Since I rotated it, let me go ahead and get it back to the starting position and get those upgraded so I can set the door. And set my door. And there we go. Now we have a functional set of double doors. So that's the glitch, and that's how it works, and that's how you can use it. And some final thoughts on it. Number one, this absolutely is a glitch. This absolutely is an exploit. It is utilizing game behavior for something that it was never intended to be utilized for. And so I could absolutely understand server admins that wouldn't hesitate to ban someone for this, because as you can see, this glitch is capable of doing some pretty ridiculous things. Like, for example, if I set this block here and I come up to somebody's house who's built it out of reinforced cobblestone and just get that up to all the way as far as it can go, bam, now I just turned their wall of reinforced cobblestone into a wooden block. So there's an enormous potential for abuse, so I would absolutely understand server admins that wouldn't hesitate to ban people who got caught using this. So if you are planning on using this and you're not in control of the server, I would definitely get in contact with the admin and make sure they're okay with it before you just go around, you know, doing this, exploiting this willy-nilly. Other than that, as far as the functionality goes, whoops, ran out of scrap iron. As far as the functionality of this goes, I don't really see too much of a use for this, because it's, number one, it's not going to do you too much good in multiplayer PvP, because you're only going to be able to lock one of the double doors. So anybody who finds your structure with your set of double doors can just go ahead and walk right into it. I also can't see it being too terribly useful in PvE either, because, I mean, even though it is a closed door and it is reinforced, all you're really doing is adding a second spot of vulnerability that wouldn't normally be there, because normally you would just have a single door and a wall, as opposed to now you have two doors that the zombies can break down and punch open. And it's also not terribly functional in that situation, because if the zombies do break it down, then you're going to have to go through a whole annoying process. For example, if I'm a zombie, I come in here and I just tore that door down. If I want to rebuild this door, I'm going to have to set... I can't set a door here, number one, because it's not following the rules that are established by the game, where there have to be solid blocks on either side. So I would have to tear down the other door, set a immovable block, then set another door, and then use the trick in order to get them both into the doors back the way they were. So in the end, it would really probably be more trouble than it was worth. So pretty much all this really is used for in terms of setting double doors is purely for aesthetic value. That if you have a structure that you, oh, you know, this would really look cool with a set of double doors, then, you know, go for it. You know, provided you have all the permissions you need and you're not going to get yourself in trouble on the server for it. You know, other than that, I really hope that the Fun Pimps eventually make a change so that you can set double doors and have control over both of them, such that you'll be able to lock them and set the passwords, and you won't have to use game-exploiting glitches like this in order to get it. I also wouldn't be surprised at all to see something like this get patched, and then if they don't make the changes to the doors that allow you to set double doors, then you'll just be stuck not using double doors unless you're actually doing a prefab. Which, again, as I pointed out, probably isn't necessarily a bad thing anyway. Because even if you want to make the argument that, well, I have an enormous structure and I want to have double doors so that I can have people going in and out, multiple people going in and out, you're probably going to have multiple entrances anyway, and it's one of those things that'll just be a non-issue. So that pretty much wraps this video up. Thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you learned something, and that you do enjoy this trick safely in order to get double doors onto your structures, or however else you want to decide you want to abuse it. Thanks again for watching, and I'm Lord Nikon for Clan ZTF, and stay alive.